Hi, and welcome back. My name's Mark Wells, and we're going to have a segment today on the FES flower essences that's on high sensitivity, so it's back by popular demand. We've had requests for it, and it's certainly one of the YouTube segments that got a lot of people watching. So I've slightly changed it. The remedies will be more for the consequences of high sensitivity in someone when it goes ahead unchecked. So if someone's not aware of their high sensitivity and they put themselves in situations all the time that really make them vulnerable, or they're just not taking heed that they need to get that balance, timeouts, etc. So the first one's chamomile. Chamomile's a flower essence that's about, creating an even disposition. Chamomile's really good for when someone are becoming too emotional, and then, these big swings in emotional reactions to things. And highly sensitive people are very prone to that, in the sense that, one word to describe them has been overexcitability. And there is that tendency because, when you do feel and think deeply, it's very easy to get sort of overexcited about something. And chamomile's not going to stop your enjoyment or excitement, but it does help you to, create or enable a more even disposition in yourself. So that's one to think of there when you find yourself, losing yourself in your emotions there. Fawn lily, which we've spoken about before, that's another one when people of high sensitivity have perhaps been out there in the world too much. They just needed to get that balance, have those little timeouts, have those little retreats, whether it's back to do some meditation or yoga or just their own space, nice little space created, when perhaps they haven't been doing enough of that and they're just exhausted and they just want to, completely retreat. Fawn lily can help regenerate that energy, but also let them get that balance of what they need to do between being out there in the world and just, having their quiet times as well. Buttercup's another one. A lot of sensitive people find their little niche somewhere, whether it's in the corner of the office or working from home quietly, and it works well for them. But what can happen is, because it's not noisy, it's not a high status thing, they can feel, am I really contributing? What's my stuff worth? Is it worth much? Buttercup really does give, work on that sense of your own worth and self-esteem. And even if you're quietly and diligently doing your own thing, it's as important as that person over there that's on television and making a big noise about it. All important, all just important. So Buttercup can just help on a subconscious level remind you of your own importance, even if you're just doing your stuff quietly there on the side. Queen Anne's lace is another one. That's the original where carrots come from. Queen Anne's, and if you remember, carrots are good for vision, night vision, as we say, plenty of vitamin A, etc. But Queen Anne's lace actually helps your vision. It's a lot of highly sensitive people have lots of visions, and they've got as Dr. Aaron would say, a rich inner world, and it's a creative source for them. And Queen Anne's lace is about, I suppose, purifying what you actually generate. So being a pure channel. And when you are being creative or getting a sense of things, or if you're with clients and you get a sense of something needs to be said or brought up, that it's pure. It's not your own stuff getting too much involved. It's inevitable that, we have our own personalities and they're going to play a part. But Queen Anne's lace just helps us, be a pure channel, help that intuitive flow without as much of our own stuff getting too caught up in it. Shooting stars, another one. Shooting stars, one for when people feel, what am I doing here? Am I on the right planet? And it often starts, what am I doing in this family? I just seem so different. And often if you're the highly sensitive person in the family, or the most sensitive, that dynamic is going to create a sense of, God, why am I'm different? Why am I reacting to this and the others don't care, or etc., etc. And Shooting Star helps you just feel more connected, feel that you belong, even though, you do experience life differently to the next person, but to feel part of it. And one really good thing is when you need to communicate, often the person who needs Shooting Star almost self-sabotages. That they can actually be talking to someone and thinking, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, well, you won't get this, or you won't understand me. And of course, that's going to sabotage what you're saying. And you can be sure the other person probably won't either. So it's just helping you to connect, even though you're experiencing things differently, but to feel more of a heart connection, if you like, with people, even though they're not as sensitive as you, or not experiencing life in the same way. So particularly that feeling you're an alien in this world, or in your family, or at work, when you're getting that sort of sense, Shooting Star is a great one to help you feel more part of it and start to be able to communicate and connect better. Oregon Grape is another one. Oregon Grape is one when people, a bit of social paranoia, when you sort of expecting the worst from people around you in their emotional reaction or whatever. But I think that usually happens, well, I don't think, I've seen it happen to a lot of sensitive people when they get really tired. They start to question them, second guess themselves, question their judgment. They get overwhelmed, and they can get a bit paranoid about people and how they might behave around them. But as I said, it's usually when they probably need to, take a bit of time out, rest. But Oregon Grape can help get that judgment, personal judgment, better for the person when they're really, a lot of it's unwarranted, those fears, but they feel them, and it does affect their sort of interactions. Scotch Broom I've spoken about before. Again, sensitivity can mean that the world around them can have such a huge, heavy impact on them. It can eat away at their fragile boundaries, and they become depressed, and they look at everything out there and it looks depressing. Scotch Broom can again help improve the integrity of yourself, improve that, your own person, and so you can feel stronger, and this doesn't affect you as much. And also to get through those times and thinking, I know it's just me going through my little down phase. I will come through this, and I'll be older and wiser. And the next remedy is Yellow Star Tulip. Yellow Star Tulip is more of a temporary one for highly sensitive people. It's definitely not one that you would see as a real type essence for the highly sensitive person, because highly sensitive people have a lot of empathy. It's a thing that comes very natural to them. And Yellow Star Tulip is when you become a bit hardened. And I find a lot of people in the healing or the health industry, they're listening to people's problems all the time, and you can become a little bit insensitive. And I think highly sensitive people sometimes can get just so tired and drained. It's almost like a survival mechanism. They can just shut off a bit, and they can go through a phase where they're not really feeling the empathy for their clients or for people around them in the same way. But as I said, it's a temporary one, and Yellow Star Tulip can be a really good essence there. Finally, and on a lighter note, is Zinnia. And when it all gets too heavy, as it often does for highly sensitive people who think deeply and feel deeply, there are times where you just need to lighten up and chill out. Don't take it so seriously. Don't take life so seriously. Don't take what your best friend just said to you so seriously. Have a good time and just lighten up. And Zinnia can help you be more playful, add a bit more humour to your life, particularly when you're getting weighed down with this sort of heavy, deep response to the world, which is the highly sensitive person. They need that. They need to look at things. They don't like a shallow approach to things, but sometimes you can take that too far. There are times when you just need to lighten up, and zinnia is a wonderful remedy. It relaxes you, really good for a lot of nervous tension, but just lightens you up and you can chill. And on that note, let's do that. Thank you.